In the vast expanse of the savannah, a man noticed a gigantic elephant standing completely motionless. The elephant didn't make the slightest movement. As he approached with growing curiosity, he couldn't believe his eyes. Quickly, he grabbed his phone and alerted the authorities. But the real shock came with what happened next. Mason was a vet who regularly patrolled the large wildlife park, and he loved his job because he got to spend time with a wide variety of animals. His routine involved early morning checks for any abnormalities or injuries. One day, as Mason was doing a routine check in his all-terrain vehicle, he noticed something unusual just a few meters ahead. A lone elephant standing still, not moving. Mason immediately sensed something was wrong. Knowing it was best not to get too close, he parked his vehicle and waited. He tried to understand why the animal was standing there alone. Perhaps it had been separated from its herd and was now patiently waiting for them to return. But minutes passed, and the elephant did not move. The staff reported that other elephants were stopping in certain areas to wait for herd members. As Mason waited patiently in his car, he observed the situation carefully. After several hours, the elephant remained completely still, without moving its ears or tail in the slightest. Normally, resting elephants wag their tails to swat away flies or point their ears toward sources of noise, but this elephant just stood still. Exhausted from waiting and the heat, Mason did not want to go home and leave the elephant behind. He knew something was wrong and felt compelled to stay. It was a good thing he did, because when he got a little closer, he discovered the whole truth. From a distance, he couldn't tell what was wrong, so he decided to drive closer and investigate. He approached with extreme caution, knowing that his decision could be dangerous. He tried to move as slowly as possible to avoid frightening the animal. When he was close enough, he got out of the car. The elephant looked up when it heard the car door close. Mason remained motionless, uncertain of how this incredibly large animal would react. But the elephant stayed calm and did not show any aggressive behavior. Mason stayed where he was until the elephant's interest waned, then turned around. For a moment he thought this could end badly, but he regained his courage. Normally, elephants were approached with adequate personnel and protected vehicles. Mason waited a little longer, then returned to his car, got his binoculars, and got a little closer to the elephant. This allowed him to observe the situation without getting too close. When he looked through the binoculars, he was shocked. Even from a distance, he could see the animal crying out desperately for help. The elephant had shed so many tears that dark marks had formed under its large eyes. Worried, Mason immediately called the paramedics and described what he had seen. He felt very grateful that he had trusted his instincts. If he had turned back, he might never have known the elephant needed help. He felt the urge to help the elephant as soon as possible, so he set aside his fear and approached it very slowly, careful not to scare it further. The elephant did nothing, just watched him with a sad look. Mason was deeply moved as he made eye contact with the elephant, seeing the obvious pain the animal was in. It was heartbreaking. The concerned man knelt a few meters away from the elephant and spoke some comforting words. Of course, the animal couldn't understand the words, but Mason knew from years of experience treating animals that they could usually understand emotions and tone. Mason saw his big friend physically relax. He continued to soothe the elephant with his words while waiting for help. Then something incredible happened. The elephant knelt down, indicating trust in Mason. After waiting for about 30 minutes, Mason noticed 2 vehicles approaching with medical personnel. Relieved that the elephant would soon be treated, Mason cautiously stood up and walked towards the approaching aid team. He explained the situation and showed them the elephant. When they saw the cause for concern, they too were shocked. They had never seen anything like it. The elephant had a large abscess on its back, likely causing excruciating pain. The medical team immediately prepared to anesthetize the elephant, knowing this would be difficult due to its size and weight. The elephant might not become numb immediately and could become aggressive from the needle. The team carefully administered the anesthetic and, seeing the elephant was calm, began treatment. They removed the abscess with great care, knowing the anesthesia could wear off at any moment. Everything was going well until Mason noticed the elephant was stirring. They quickly finished the treatment and retreated to their vehicle a few meters away. From a safe distance, they monitored the elephant's condition. For several minutes, the elephant remained still, causing concern that something might have gone wrong. But after a while, The elephant slowly began to wag its tail, bringing relief to everyone. Once certain the elephant was okay, they decided to leave, planning to return the next day for further treatment. Just as they were about to start their car, something unexpected happened. The huge animal slowly approached them. The team was nervous but remained calm, hoping the elephant would pass by. The elephant walked past the paramedics' vehicles and headed straight for Mason's car. When it reached Mason's window, it extended its trunk and gently enveloped him, surprising the entire team. It was as if the elephant was expressing gratitude. Elephants are known to be very emotional animals, sensitive to good and bad experiences, and this was its way of thanking the man who had helped it. This magical moment brought tears to everyone's eyes. After a few minutes, the elephant quietly walked away, leaving the people in awe. Please don't forget to like the video, share it with your loved ones, and subscribe to the channel.